see you all. Welcome to the class. We still have a couple of minutes before the class starts, so please start gathering your props. Regarding today's class, have something to sit on, maybe a little pillow or blanket, as we'll start in a seated position. And if you're working with tight hips or tight hamstrings, have a couple of blocks ready. I have them always really close to you through all the classes. We are focusing a little bit more on the hip mobility, hip rotations, hip opening, and hamstrings, so lower part of the body today. Nice and gentle sequence, some longer holding stretches, then a little bit of a flow. We will activate the hips, we will nicely open them and stretch them. So we're ready for the day ahead of us. As always, options and variations will be given, so just listen out for the variations that I will be giving you. Listen to your body and just make the most of your time on your mat with your breath, with your body, and with your mind. Once you have your props ready, and whenever you are ready to start a class, let's all meet in a seated position. So the way I would like you to sit to start a class is with your right leg at the front of your left. So right leg at the front of your left, and just find the top of your sitting bones to sit on. Walk your feet further away from one another and the shins a little bit more forwards. So straight away from the beginning of the class, we'll start to open up the hips in a nice and gentle way. So everyone right leg at the front of your left, just let your palms to come on the top of your thighs, on the top of your knees, and close down the eyes. With your eyes closed, just notice how your body is feeling this morning. Start noticing your breath. As we start taking a deep long inhale through the nose. And nice deep long exhales through the nose. Every time you inhale, find more length through the crown of your head. As we gently squeeze the shoulder blades together, activate the muscles around the spine. And as you exhale, find more softness across the facial muscles, softness across the body. For those who are looking in a little later, let's all start with the right leg at the front of your leg. Take a last 3 cycles of breath. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Let go of any last tension that you might be holding in your body and just ground and root through the sitting bones. Inhale to lengthen, grow just an inch taller. And on the exhale, soften and let go. Next time you inhale, continue to work with the eyes closed. Just circle the arms all the way out to the side and up to the sky. Just find a bit more of a length through the spine as you reach the fingertips up. And then turn the palms to face forward, and on the exhale, we start reaching all the way towards the front of the mat. Walk your hands as far forward as you can and start folding over those thighs as you tuck your chin to your chest and bring your forehead all the way down to the earth. Only go as low as your body allows you to go. Start searching for the space at the back of your legs, the glutes, the lower part of the spine. And just keep your body nice and heavy. Softening your elbows as your forehead is reaching the floor. Take another 3 big rounds of breaths. Head nice and heavy, shoulders heavy. Just notice the sensation all the way from the back of your neck down to the tailbone, across the lower back to the outside. One last breath here. Perhaps curl the fingers slightly forward, finding more space somewhere in your body. And as you exhale, soften just a little bit more. Gorgeous. Now slowly sliding those hands all the way in towards you, back to your shins. Keep your left leg as it is. Just place the right foot onto the floor at the front of the right shin. Have both of your hands underneath the right thigh as you pick up the right foot off the floor. So you need to strongly squeeze and press the right thigh towards your chest as you just start slowly creating a circle motion with the ankle joints. Ankles are really important, feet are really important, so keep it a loving here. Notice any clicks or pops around the ankle joints. The feet are carrying us all day long, so give them some time to wake up as well. And flex and point, notice the Achilles, the arch of the calves. As you keep pulling the right thigh in towards your chest and chest towards your thighs, still keeping the spine tall. From there, bring it into the stillness, flex your foot, pull the thigh towards you, and on the exhale, just start extending the foot further away from you. Perhaps you can go a little higher, but nothing too strong. 2 more times like that. On the inhale, bending to the right knee. On the exhale, just send the heel a little higher. Feel the back of your leg waking up. 1 more time, inhale back. On the exhale, see if you can extend just a little higher. Gorgeous work, everyone. And then bending to the right knee as you place the right foot at the front of the left shin. The right hand to come behind the spine, the length through the spine as your left arm reaches up. And on the exhale, the left arm crosses over the right thigh as we come into a first gentle twist. Open up your chest off to the right side as you look over the right shoulder. Press the left arm into the right thigh and the thigh into the right left arm. Like then having a little argument, press the arm into the thigh into the arm, and feel the rotation through the mid-back all the way down to the lower part of the spine. One last breath as you are, perhaps look over the right shoulder, keeping the shoulders down and away from your ears. And then keep your right palm as it is at the back of your mat. Left arm will join your right at the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, and then set your feet nice and wide. I would go a little wider than your hips. Open up into your chest, press the sitting on the floor, and squeeze the shoulder blades together to find a nice opening through the front of your back. From here, let both of your knees to fall to the right side as you look over the left shoulder. Bring a bit of a hip mobility into it. Creating a little windshield wide press here. Inhale through the center. As you exhale, both of the knees to drop to the left as you look over the right shoulder. Keep that going. Just notice how the front of your thighs are feeling, how the hips are doing as you create those little movements. Little intend and extend rotation at the hip joints. One more time on each side. Take a whole of the length of your inhale to bring those knees through the center. The whole of the length of the exhale to drop your knees down. Perhaps take your feet a little wider. Inhale through the center. Last one here on the exhale. Knees to the left as you look over the right shoulder. Gorgeous work, everyone. Come back through the center and now slide the left leg at the front of your right. Left leg at the front of your right. Walk your feet further out to the side. Press the outer reaches of your feet to the floor and find the top of your sitting bones to sit on nice flat back. Inhale to reach those arms up. Sit up tall. Grab through the sitting bones. And as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Press the thighs to the floor as you find the floor at the front of you. Flex with the hands. Doesn't matter how far, how low you are. Find another big breath in as you send the pelvis forward, and as you exhale, start crawling the fingertips further forward. Notice how this side is feeling for you compared to the first one. And just bring everything into a complete stillness. Head nice and heavy, shoulders heavy. It's just go inside of yourself. Notice what your body is telling you and where your body is storing that tension, the tightness. Send your breath. One last breath as you are, perhaps crawl the fingers further forwards. Full deep long inhale through the nose. And a nice big breath out. And the breath starts slowly sliding those hands back in towards you as you flex your left foot or place the left foot in the front of the right shin. And you either hold it onto the back of your thigh with the hands, or if you can go, all of the hands underneath the left thigh. Flex your left foot, press the thigh to your belly, and start rolling through the left ankle joint. Waking up. You'll start from the feet, from the toes. So give them a nice big stretch. One way and the other. Flex and point. At the same time as you're pulling the thigh in towards your chest, give it a nice big up. One way and the other. Wherever you feel a bit of tension, maybe pause there, otherwise continue with the movements. Now let's all bring it into the stillness as we flex that foot, lift it just a further forward a little higher. And as you exhale, send the heel further forward, maybe up. Go easy. We're looking for a gentle release, an activation of the quads in order to safely wake up the hamstrings. Keep it going. On inhale, we bend the left knee. As you exhale, send the heel up to the sky, strongly flexing the foot. Gorgeous, very guys. Last one. Inhale, we bend. On the exhale, extend that leg, hold, gorgeous work. And then let the left foot to come at the front of the right shin as it started. Left arm to circle back towards the space behind us. Right arm to reach and find a nice long lines as we cross the right arm over the left thigh. Open your chest to the left as you look over the left shoulder. And the right arm is crossing onto your left thigh to the right arm. So they're having this little argument. Press them against one another and feel the back of your right shoulder firing up. Feel the left outer hip and the left glute firing up. Full deep long inhale through the nose. Little micro adjustment with each breath. And perhaps twist even more the next time you exhale. Gorgeous. Keep your left hand as it is. The right arm circles back. And this time, I want you to take your feet a little wider to what it was the first time. We're just going to stay in internal rotation. So flex your feet and start driving the knees in towards one another. Doesn't matter if they're not connected. There could be a big gap between the knees, which is absolutely fine. I just want you to rotate the thighs inwards. Feel the muscles around the front of your thighs firing up. As you press the palms to the floor and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Internal rotation is not something that we usually do, so the knees start to get off in front here. So we try to bring the knees in towards one another. There we go. So you can take the feet wide if the knees are already touching. If they're not touching, that's fine. Just keep your knees as they are and just hold. I want you to feel some kind of engagement as you press the knees in towards one another, holding what we have. So imagine you're squeezing a little orange between the thighs. Lift the chest just a little bit more, hold what you have. And on the exhale, let your knees to fall out to the side as we bring the soles of your feet together into a butterfly shape. Knees nice and wide, press the palms to the floor as you lift the chest a little higher. And now keep your legs as they are, driving the thighs to the floor as you walk the hands in towards you. And maybe this is where we stay. So all I want you to do is to actively press the thighs down to the floor to engage your glutes, nicely stretching the inner thighs. And then one palm at a time, so grab hold onto the shins. Inhale, lift and lengthen. You're more than welcome to stay as you are. If you can maintain the length of the spine, start moving forwards. Again, the lower back to stay nice and long. We're hinging forward from the hips. Go in your own time, your own breath. Pause wherever you feel that it's enough for your body, your lower back, and your hips. Wherever you are, we're going to take a final breath, perhaps shuffle those sitting bones back. Full deep long inhale through the nose. And a nice, big, long exhale. Gorgeous. Walk your hands back through the center. Just cross your ankles as we all meet in a tabletop all fours. Have your knees underneath your hips and your shoulders over your wrists as we all meet in all four positions, tabletop. Now I want you to think about the hips leading the way, the circle motions that we're just about to do. So I want you to bring the hips all the way down to your heels, almost into a child's pose. The hips are leading the way as you take them out to the sides, all the way forward, drop the hips closer to the floor, at the sides and back. So rather than creating a cut and come movement, I want you to think about your hips, trying to create the biggest circles they can go. All the way back, almost to the child's pose, all the way out the sides, targeting the IT bands as well. The glutes, the front of your thighs as you lean forwards. Close down the eyes and don't worry what you look like. Think about what we're feeling. Think about the big hemispherical motions that we are now creating. Give your body that time and a space to move and explore. Again, as always, wherever you feel that bit of a sweet spot, pause there for an extra breath or slow it right down. Change direction, going to the other side. You're more than welcome to bend your elbows. Drop the forearms to the floor as you go back. Start bringing movement into the neck as well, back over your shoulders and the neck. Close down the eyes as you go inside of yourself with your awareness. And let your body to do these circle motions without any judgments, without any thinking how the pose should look like, how the circles should look like. Just move. Give your body that freedom to move. One last big circle, one last big breath here. And let's all meet back in stillness. Turn to the table. Extend your right leg back. So left leg stays as it is, left knee underneath your left hip. As you press the ball of your right foot to the floor, start rocking forward and back. Notice how the calf is reacting to the press. Driving the heel all the way down to the floor. You can look at your right foot. And again, we're challenging the ankle mobility here a little bit. One last breath here, driving you all the way back towards the space behind you and then all the way forward. We're coming into the modified side plank. So all we need to do from here is to slide your left shin slightly out to the side. The right arm will then reach up to the sky as we stack the right shoulder on the top of your left. Send the hips forward, squeeze into the glutes, and send more of your weight into the left arm. Now see if you can hold the right foot off the floor, flex it. Squeeze into the right glute. Find a little activation here as you squeeze the shoulder blades together and the glutes. One last breath here. See if you can lift the right foot just a little higher. And then lower the right foot down. Press the outer edge of your right foot down. As the right arm reaches up and over, see if you can bring the right shoulder a little closer to your right ear. Send those hips forward. Let's return back into the starting position. Return the left shin back through the center. And now we need to extend the right leg out to the side. So the right foot will be in line with the left knee. There we go. Start moving through your cat and cow here. Just 3 cat cows here. Press the outer edge of your right foot to the floor. As you start feeling a little sensation, maybe start around the lower back, sound the right inner thigh. Moving through cat cows. Emphasize the movement from there. One more. Just preparing the spine for the day ahead of us. And then bring your spine into the neutral position as you send the toes of your right leg up to the ceiling. So all we're doing is send the toes up. From here, walk your hands forward at the same time as you drive your sitting bones down. So think about the next shape as a child's pose with the right leg extending out to the sides. Only go as far as your body allows you to go. So the right leg is extended out to the sides. Start sending the sitting bones all the way back behind you until you start feeling the sensation through the right inner thigh, right inner groin muscles. The toes of your right leg are pointing up. See if you can walk your hands further forward and send your bum further back. One last breath in. Full deep body. Now drive your bum further back. Nice hands. And a last big breath in. Start returning back through the center line, the position where we started, and you slide your right foot to meet your left back into the tabletop. Same on to the other side, left inverted right. Extend your left leg back. Have a look at the left foot as you start rocking forward and back. With the rocking movement, I want you to think about the heel pressing to the floor until you start feeling a calf, as well as this is a great one to improve the ankle mobility, to stretch through the toes. So I want you to press all of the 5 toes of your left foot to the earth. One last breath here. Looking great. And bring it into the stillness as we come into the modified side plank. The right foot slightly turns out towards the right side of your mat. Left palm to still, right palm to still and float. Your left arm reaches up. Send those hips forward, and maybe this is your pose. Maybe this is where you want to stay today, which is absolutely fine. Just guide those hips forward as you squeeze into the glutes. If you would like to arrow, come with me as we float the left foot off the floor to arrow before we squeeze through the glutes. Find a balance, find an inner strength as we energize the body. Feel the heat running through the body. Inhale as we are. Keep the left shoulder on the top of your right, hips forward. Perhaps lift the left leg a little higher as we exhale. Gorgeous. Foot to come down, left palm to come down, right knee returns to the starting position. And just slide your left leg out to the side so the left foot is in line with the right knee. Press the outer edge of your left foot to the floor and slide it further out as you're moving through your cats and cows. And this is a great one to target the inner thigh. Often a muscle that is tight for most of us. Inner thigh is connected to the inner groin, to the hip flexors, as well as the lower back. So give it a bit of a love in here. Moving through the pelvis, lifting the tailbone up, arching through the spine, and then rounding, gorgeous round. Let's bring it into the stillness. Now turn the toes of your left leg up. So we create an extend rotation at the left hip joint. And maybe you already feel the stretch as you are. Just stay there. If you're searching for more, we go in a position, hands forwards, hips back. So think about this as a right leg is in a half child's pose as you drop the sitting bones as far back as your body allows you to go until you feel the sensation. So we all probably do completely different here, which is absolutely fine. If you prefer to create a bit of a rocking forward and back, Go for it. Drive your hips back and bring it forwards. Go easy. We're not looking for a perfect shape. We're looking for a sensation and the mobility of the hip joints. Keeping the hip joints healthy in the long run. One last breath as we are, whichever shape you add, just honor that. And release. Gorgeous. Let's all return back into the starting position, into the tabletop. Well done. Curling those unders, we lift the hips up and leg into a downward facing dog. Soften into the back of your knees as you drive your heels to the earth, sending the sitting bones up. As you press the palms to the floor, like you want to slide the mat away from you. Really active through the shoulders as you drive your armpits all the way down to your ears and sending the sitting bones up to the sky. And one last breath as we are. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Lovely. Next time you inhale, shift your weight into your left foot and drive your right heel to the right sitting bone. Squeeze into the right hamstring. Nice big circle with the right knee. Doesn't matter which direction. I just want you to take your knee out to the side. So think about your knee creating the circles. Think about your knee drawing the circles on the outside of the hip. I want you to fire up through the glutes, fire up through the hip flexors, and literally all of the muscles surrounding the hip joints. So we stabilize through the hip joints, making sure the muscles are working to protect our biggest joints in the back. Wherever you are, we're giving one more big circle and then look forwards as we bring the right knee to the right wrist. We're coming into the pigeon pose. Slide your left foot back. That'll be good. So find your variation on a pigeon. Left leg to back leg to stay nice and straight as you come onto your fingertips. So before we fall down, I want you to create some kind of a length in the spine. This is actually a back bend as we lift the chest up. So go as high as your body allows you to go, but squeezing into the glutes. Nice and stretch through the front of your left thigh as well as the right out. Pull the shoulders down and away from your ears as you try to go just a little taller. Keeping heart space open, collarbones nice and low. From here, keep the spine nice and long as you walk your hands all the way forward, dropping onto your forearms and maybe your forehead can come a little closer to the earth. Little rock from side to side, trying to keep those hips as square as we can have them. Last 3 cycles of breath. Feel a gorgeous release through the right outer hip, right side of the lower back. As you let your body to be nice and heavy. Nice and still. One last breath as we are breathing into the sensation. Then start slowly walking your hands back through the center where we came from. Now I want you to lean off to the right side. Listen up. The left leg will shoot all the way forwards. We have been here in this pose at the beginning of the class, but this time I want you to link your fingers and see if you can bring your left foot inside of your palms. If you have belly, and maybe this is where we stay today, pulling your knee to your chest to your knee. If you have a little bit more in you, start extending the leg. Again, don't worry about going too far too soon. If you can't find the foot, just hold it to the shin. That will be your variation. Take the back of your thigh. This could be your variation. Find what feels good to you. Find where you can grab the foot. One day we'll find the foot. Maybe not today, maybe not next week. Maybe in 3 years' time. God knows. Just find where you feel a nice stretch through the back of your left leg. See if you can lengthen through the spine just a little bit more. We are here for one last breath. Breathing in through the nose. And as you exhale, perhaps pull the thigh a little closer to your chest. Bend into your left knee. The left foot finds the floor as you slide the foot away from you. Now on your right sole of your foot to come to the inside of your left thigh. Send the sitting bones to the back, create more length at the back of your left leg. Inhale to circle through the arms, reach them up nice and high. And as you exhale, we fold over the left. So right knee is bent, right thigh is pressing to the floor as you come into the forward fold, hinging from the hips so your lower back stays long. I want you to flex your left foot as you curl the toes of your left leg in towards you to find the length through the whole of the back of your left leg. Now notice what your body's telling you, where you're holding attention. Can you feel the calf stretching? Maybe that's where you're tight. Maybe the back of your knee feels a bit tight and restricted. Maybe it's the hamstring, or maybe you feel this driving along the back. Wherever the sensation is, send your breath. Breathe in and out. Through the nose. One last breath as you are, see if you can fold a little deeper. Soften into your elbows as you drop your forehead to the left shin. Start slowly sliding your hands back through the center, coming into the twist. So we're going to bring the right foot over the left thigh. Right hand to come behind us, left arm to reach up as your left arm crosses over the right thigh, exactly as we did at the beginning of the class. So the left arm is pressing onto the right thigh into the left arm. Keep flexing the left foot as you look over the right shoulder. Take a full breath in as we are. And a full breath out. Return back through the center, cross your ankles as we all meet back in the tabletop, all fours. Bring your tabletop, curl your toes under, lift the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Knees to stay soft. Send your tailbone just a little higher as you square up the shoulders, pressing the palms to the floor like you're going to slide them out away. Keep your right heel pressed into the floor, bend your left knee, drive your left heel towards your left sitting bone as you start creating the circles with the left knee. So imagine your left knee is creating those big circles around the outside. Send your knee up, out the side, back down. Feel those muscles in you. Notice any tight spots, notice any weakness around the hip joint, or any sticky points. Maybe slow it right down. One last breath, one big circle with the left hip joint. And then we look forward as we bring the left knee to the left wrist, coming into the pigeon pose. Slide your right foot back, and before we fold, I want you to create a line. So press the fingers to the floor, shoulders down and away from our ears. Find the opening through the heart. And pull the shoulders back and down. Shine the heart forwards. Keep your facial muscles nice and loose. Inhale, we hold what we have. Keep it exactly the same length and spine as you created it as we walk those hands forward. Again, doesn't matter how far you go, we're looking at the sensation through the left outer knee. So wherever you're feeling that, that's where we pause and hold. Maybe the forehead can find the earth or your forearms, or just stay hovering up in the air. Chin to come to your chest, so perhaps find a bit of a stretch through the back of your neck. That might feel pretty nice. Take another couple of breaths as we holding these in stillness. Take a full deep inhale. And completely let go as you exhale. Gorgeous work, guys. Start walking those hands back. Lean off to the left side as your right leg will sweep forwards. Now you know your options and variations. Take the back of your thigh to extend that leg. Take the calf to extend that leg. Or link your fingers as the foot comes into your palms. And then from here, maybe halfway, maybe a little higher, until you find your variation of this back on the action. No force, no rush, take it a little easier. It's quite early in the morning, so take your time and give your hamstrings a time to lift. Wherever you are with it, we are here for an extra breath as you lift and lengthen. We're growing tall. We're creating a space in the body. And as you exhale, see if you can bring the left a little close. Gorgeous. Look into your knees, slide the right foot out and away from you as we step or place the left foot onto the inside of the right thigh. Drive your sitting bones back and keep the right leg nice and long. Inhale to sweep your arms up to the sky. Keep the spine open as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips, wherever your arms landed, keep them there. You could be on the front of the thigh somewhere. Perfect. Enjoy that. You're probably already feeling that big stretch from the back of your right leg. That is exactly what we're looking for. Or curl the fingers further forward, further forward, further forward. The aim of this pose is not to touch the toes. The aim of this pose is to create a length and feel the length being created. One last breath as we are. Inhale. And on the last exhale, bend your elbows and perhaps fall a little deeper as your forehead is trying to find it. Gorgeous. Sliding hands back in through the center, twist. Your left ankle crosses over the right thigh, left hand to come behind us. Right arm to reach up to the sky as you cross your right arm over your left thigh to find your twist. The left sole of your foot is pressed into the floor. The right foot is flexed as you look over the left shoulder. Twists are great to start a day. As well as this is a great shape to target the outer hips. This is the focus of today's the hips. So find your shape as you look over the left shoulder. Waking up the digestive system, the internal organs with this twist. One last breath as you are, so you can go just a little taller. And on the exhale, twist just a little bit more. Well done, guys. Out of the twist, straighten through both of your legs and just start making your way lying down on your back. Have your feet nice and wide and your arms on either side of your back. Have a bit of a movement, a little bit of wiggle through the hips from side to side. Shake out those legs a little. And then bring everything into stillness for 5 big cycles of breath. With your eyes closed, partially open up your lips as we start taking inhales through the nose. And exhales out through the mouth. Just notice how your body is feeling now after that little sequence. And maybe how your hips and the lower back are feeling. Keep the facial muscles nice and soft, the whole of your body completely relaxed and happy. Inhale through the nose. Sigh out on the exhale. Last deep breath. Before we fall asleep again, let's start circling through the ankles and roll the wrists. Bring your arms over your head as you give yourself a nice big whole body stretch, slowly preparing the body and the mind for the day ahead of us. Bring your knees into your chest. Take your time in your own time. Roll onto the sides as you come up into a seated position. Absolutely no rush. Take as much time as you need to come up. Perhaps stay longer in your Shavasana if that's what your body desires. If you don't have to go to rest, stay a little longer in the Shavasana. Otherwise, press the palms against one another. Bring your thumbs to your heart center. Tuck your chin to your fingertips. Thanking yourself for your time on your mat. Thanking your body for the wonderful practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining this morning. Any questions? I'm here. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Any last stretches, maybe a bit of a twist. If your body decides to do, go for it. And also see you guys back on Tuesday next week in the evening. Bye. Happy Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you, Rennie. Thank you, Annette. Bye, Sadia. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you. Bye, Jenny. Thank you, Annette. Great to see you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Joanna. Bye, Jessica.